Hi, Dr. Alex here, and welcome back to somewhere I never expected to have to come back to, wearing something I never expected to have to wear again. Because I foolishly assumed I'd finished everything I need to do with The Doctor, that being The Doctor Season 12, The Doctor Season 13, and The Doctor Season 14, all now released as YouTube series and as full-on books in papery form released through Amazon. But of course it was foolish because also through Amazon previously we have The Doctor Season 12 and The Doctor Season 13 released as audiobooks. When I say through Amazon, I mean through Audible, which of course meant there was still one more instalment of The Doctor yet to release. In other words, The Doctor Season 14 in audiobook format. But now, as of the time of recording, at least a day before the time of recording, The Doctor Season 14 audiobook has indeed been released. Using for the first time ever for the Doctor series anyway, Findaway Voices to coordinate and activate all the releases across all the audiobook partners available. Indeed, at the time of recording, already 3 of the audiobook partners, Spotify, Kobo, the audiobook arm of Walmart, and Nook, the audiobook arm of Barnes & Noble, have all already released the Doctor Season 14 audiobook to the public for consumption and purchasing. And by the time the video is released, I imagine many of the other partner audiobook publishers working with Findaway Voices and Spotify will have also released the book. As already mentioned, I have also got the Audible audiobook release tied up with the Findaway Voices release. They are down as one of the official release partners through Findaway Voices, but much as I've discovered with my one previous effort releasing an audiobook through Findaway Voices using Audible as one of the audiobook partners with them, there will be a delay for the Doctor Season 14 because I released The Good Necromancer around New Year, and even now it has not been released through Audible, and as Findaway Voices emailed me, they warned that the Audible release may not be for another 45 days, and I can easily believe that given what's happened with The Good Necromancer so far. Anyway, delays to Audible aside, The Doctor Season 14 is now released in its final form as an audiobook through Findaway Voices with Spotify, Barnes & Noble, Nook, and all the other partner publishers soon to follow if not already published, and eventually Audible too. And so I hope anyone who has enjoyed The Doctor Season 14 so far in the previous formats and would like it in an even more finely polished, brushed up and Audible presentable format as an audiobook will rush out to any one of those audiobook resellers and purchase a copy. And so now it just leaves me to leave you with the free sample from the Doctor Season 14, and for now I think I'll let you have the Walmart version of the free sample, because why not? I don't think I've used the Walmart version before, and even if I have, I've definitely forgotten. And so enjoy this brief snippet from the Doctor Season 14 audiobook. And so I hope to see you in whatever YouTube series follows next, probably, to be honest, The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, read by Richard Burton AI, which is already in production. But until then, to all my watchers, subscribers and viewers, thank you for watching, and thank you for joining us here, and joining us on the ride that has been The Doctor, Season 12, 13 and now 14. And until next time, take care.
Almost as if on cue, a red and black striped lozenge-shaped insect flew out of one of Risha's own flowers and buzzed happily on its way. The Doctor shook his head, chuckling. "Of course," he said, smiling. The bees. I'd forgotten. Yes, naturally, you're right. I predict you and they, those busy, buzzing brain boxes, will become even firmer friends in the future. Romana looked quizzically at the doctor, sensing there was something left unsaid. But for now, she decided to let it remain that way. Instead, both Time Lords returned their attention to the TARDIS, which had just begun its slow drag towards the hill. They would clearly be here for a little while longer. Romana leaned towards the doctor.
Doctor, you do know I trust your intuitions? Value them most highly, in fact. It's just the scientist in me which cries in alarm whenever we have to rely on them.
The doctor cocked his head at her, a little surprised. Dear Romana, think nothing of it, he offered, smiling. Believe me when I tell you that my own inner academic cries out just as loudly, and it is with equal trepidation that I trust that other whispering demon. Then his manner became more serious. But I learned long ago that bad stuff happens when it's ignored, and so I pay it heed, but only when absolutely necessary. Romana gave a twisted smile.
In moments of high anxiety?
The doctor returned the grin. Oh, the very tallest of terrors.
Or the lowest of creeping concerns?
Romana retorted. Sometimes even then. But ultimately, I find it helps us, to stand tall and rise above those distractions seeking to drag us down, and thereby, ultimately, gain a clearer perspective. Romana nodded slowly at the doctor, smiling her unreserved agreement. Together, they watched the scraping, crawling progress of the TARDIS, mirrored in the heavens by the slowly setting sun.
Masters, mistresses, the Doctor requires materials in order to maintain the TARDIS and ensure continued functionality. He similarly requires carbon-based comestibles to sustain his own biological functions and existence. Master would never say this, but he requires aid beyond that supplied by this unit in order to acquire these. To aid the Doctor in his various tasks and creations, this can be most effectively achieved via Patreon or Substack subscriptions, or through donations directly to PayPal. Or if you desire physical goods in return for your contributions, written accounts of my travels with the Doctor are also available on Amazon. Links are in the description below. Thank you, masters, mistresses.